Welcome back to this video session. My name is Samuel as usual. In this video session we shall finish up the solved examples for quiz 2. Remember we started for quiz 2 part 1. So in this video session we shall finish it up quiz 2 part 2. So we left on question 6 in the previous video. Please, it is recommended that you view those videos. And also for quiz 1, it is recommended that you do that. So we left on question 6 in quiz 2 part 1. So here we begin with question 7. In the equation y equal to 3x, what is the effect on the value of y if the value of x is increased by 4? So this is an equation, y is dependent on x. Y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. Okay? If you increase x, and if you look at this equation y equal to 3x, you will see that y is directly proportional to x. If x is 1, y is 3. Okay? If x is 2, y is 6. 3 times 2, 6. If x is 3, y is 3 times 3, 9. Now, but that is not what we mean by increasing x by 4. Remember, if you view the videos that we did on word problems translating English to math, increase by, if you have $5, if you had $5 yesterday, and today is increased by $6, that means altogether you have 5 plus 6, which is $11. Not 5 times 6. No, it's not $30, it is $11. Okay, so increase by means add. We did it in the video on word problems on linear equations, translating English to math. Increase by means add. So if we add, if whatever the value of x, okay, if it is increased by 4, what will be the corresponding increase in y? Because y is gonna increase anyway, because this is directly proportional and it is a positive slope. So we will do with algebra and then we can verify with arithmetic. Okay, so this means if x is increased by 4, that means we want to find our new y. So this is 3x plus 4. X is increased by 4. So 3 parentheses x plus 4. So this will now be what? 3x plus 12. Distributive property. So you see now that this is that your y is 3x. Remember that your y is 3x. So and this is the 3x. So this will be y plus 12. So you see that when it is increased, when x is increased by 4, y is increased by 12. That is what it is. Because you see that your 3x is still your y. So you put it down. Okay, we can do this another way. We can just, we can actually verify by arithmetic. We assume that we still have that y is 3x. Okay, let's assume just what x will be. Let's just say 1. Assume that x is 1. Assume x is 1. And if x is 1, right? If x is 1, then what is y? Y will be 3 times 1, which is 3. Okay, now let's do the increment. If you increase x by 4, okay, you increase x by 4, increase x by 4, increase x by 4, increase x by 4, that means 1 plus 4, which is what? 5. That means 5. Okay? Then y will now be what? Y will now be 3 times what? 5, which is now what? That's the new y. The new y will be 3 times 5, which is what? 15. So from 3 to 15, how is it? From 3, this is the old one. This is the old x. Okay. This is the new x. The new x is 5. So the new y is what? 15. The old x is 1, and the old y is 3. So you check it out now. If you increase 1 by 4, it gives 5. And what will be the increase? Y will now be from 3 to 15. That means you increase it by 12. That's the thing. That means you increase by 12. Okay? Next question. This is question 7. Question 8. A team needs to save at least $700 for new uniforms. It currently has $320. They held a fundraiser where they earned $12 in profits for each item sold. Represent this statement as an inequality. Hint, assume the minimum number of items sold is equal to n. So this goes back to what we did in video on inequality. Please, it's a video playlist on inequality. It's better, linear inequality. It's better you view that video. It is very important. We did several word problems on linear inequality. Here we see at least. We talked about at least 5, at most 5, exactly 5. When you say, hey, please, Peter, please give me at least 5 oranges. At least 5 oranges. That means the minimum number of oranges that Peter will give you is 5. Peter can give you 5 oranges. He can give you 6 oranges. He can give you 7 oranges. He can give you 8 oranges. So this means, it means greater than or equal to 5. The minimum number should be 5. Don't give me anything less than 5. At most 5 oranges means less than or equal to 5. Okay, then exactly I need 5 oranges, just 5. You can say exactly 5, or you say just 5, just 5. Okay, it means equal to 5, just 5. Okay, now let's go ahead and see how we can do this question 8. So in question 8, we assume the minimum number of items sold is n, right? They need to save at least $700. So this deals with money. At least $700. That's what they need to save. Okay, at least 700 means greater than or equal to 700. That is what they need to save, at least 700. Then, right now they have $320. Okay, and they earn the fundraiser where they earn $12 in profit for each item sold. Each item sold. So, which means each item they sold costs $12, right? So we don't know how much items they sold, okay? But we can find out for each. If they sold 1 item, they had $12. If they sold 2 items, they had 2 times 12, $24. If they sold 3 items, they had 3 times 12, $36. If they sold n items, you have to, I tell students, algebra comes from arithmetic. You apply it in arithmetic, it's going to work in algebra. Okay? If they sold n items, it is 12 times n, 12n. Okay? Let's do it again. If they sold 2 items, they earned 2 times 12, $24. If they sold 1 item, they earned $12. 2 items, they earned $24. 3 items, $36. 4 items, $48. 5 items, $60. Then n items, n items is 12n, because we are multiplying by 12 all along. Okay, so this means that amount they have right now, $320, okay, plus they sold n items, 12n, and this is dollars, should be greater than or equal to 700, and that is the inequality, by the way. What they have now plus what they made should be greater than or equal to $700, should be at least $700. Okay, please view the videos I did on the playlist on inequalities, please. It's important. Okay, so this is the answer right here. Answer to number 8. The number 9, the equation for converting Fahrenheit temperature to Celsius temperature is that's the equation right there. Find the Celsius temperature for a temperature of 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So temperature could be in Celsius, it could be in Fahrenheit, it could be in Kelvin. We also have Kelvin temperatures. Yeah, if you do chemistry, you talk about Kelvin temperature when you talk of Charles's law. Now, this is the formula. Okay, C is the Celsius temperature. F is the Fahrenheit temperature. It's just like maybe, let's say you're chatting with your friend online, and your friend is in London, okay, or maybe your friend is in Nigeria. You know, we use a Celsius temperature, but in America you use a Fahrenheit temperature. We use Fahrenheit temperature in America. So let's say you're chatting with your friend online, okay, and you ask, hey, what's the temperature right there in your, you know, where you are? And your friend says, oh, it is 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees here. Okay, probably your friend did not put the unit that it should be 30 degrees Celsius. Now you think, oh, it is so cold. Okay, that's what you come. I mean, you in America, you think that, okay, it's cold. Yeah, or maybe your friend says 35 degrees. You say, oh, it is so cold. No, because that your friend made that 30 degree he or she said is in Celsius or centigrade. We call it Celsius temperature or centigrade temperature. You know, and you think that maybe the 30 degrees he or she said is 30 degree Fahrenheit here. No, that is the confusion. Now he or she should have told you, hey, it's 30 degree Celsius or 30 degrees centigrade. Okay, then you can now convert the equivalent here and see, oh, okay, it's almost normal. The same thing is applicable. The same thing is applicable if you also say the temperature here to someone living abroad who uses Celsius temperature. You know, some countries use Celsius or centigrade temperature. Some countries use Fahrenheit temperature. Now, we have they gave us the Fahrenheit temperature, 68 degrees. And they gave us the equation for converting Fahrenheit temperature to Celsius temperature. So all we need to do is to substitute, evaluate that. Okay, substitute. Substitute the value of F. Substitute 68 for F. And then find C. So this will, C is equal to 5 over 9 times F minus 32. And they gave us F as 68 degrees. So we substitute it. This is 5 over 9 times 68 minus 32. And C will now be 5 over 9 times 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. That is 6 over 1. You know, I prefer doing simplified and multiply like we did on fractions. So 9 into 9 is 1. 9 into 36 is 4. So C will be 5 times 4, which is 20 degrees Celsius. 20 degrees Celsius, that's it. So you substitute and then you solve for it. That's it. Question 10. An airplane climbs at a rate of 50 feet per minute it descends at twice the rate that it climbs. Assume it descends at a constant rate. How many feet will the airplane descend in 20 minutes? So look at this question now. I mean, you might look at it and you say, what is this question talking about? Or you might not want to kind of give it another thought. Maybe because it seems difficult. It's not. It gives you the rate at which the airplane flies, right? The rate at which it climbs. Okay? 50 feet per minute. Just take it at the rate at which you drive. That's the speed. Okay? I hope you don't drive 85 or 90 on the freeway. So this is the rate at which it climbs, 50 feet per minute. Okay, just as 70 miles per hour, just like driving speed. So it's the speed. That's the speed. Upward speed, 50 feet per minute. But now when it descends at twice the rate that it climbs. And of course, it makes sense as such. Just take it as when you're climbing uphill. When you climb uphill, right, you have to use more energy because you're working against gravity. Remember, the force of gravity acts downwards on an object. Okay? You know the Newton's laws of universal gravitation. But anyway, see what I'm saying here. When you're climbing upwards or uphill, you have to put in more energy, right? So you can overcome the forces of the wind moving against you, right? But when you jump downhill, when you run downhill, you tend to use like twice as the speed you use when you climb uphill. So that is what the question is saying. Actually, you need to understand the question, then you can solve it. So, of course, when it's descending, it descends at twice the rate. So twice that rate, twice means what? The video we did on word problems, converting English to math, 50 feet per minute, twice it means what? Twice that rate. So this is an upward speed. Upward speed is 50 feet. Per minute, per minute means one, 50 feet per minute. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Per minute means 1 minute, in 1 minute it climbs 50 feet. But downward speed, downward is twice it, okay, twice this, twice the rate. Twice the rate is 2 times 50. Twice. We did this in the twice. 100 feet per minute. Okay? That's that. So 100 feet per minute. Now, how many feet will it descend in 20 minutes? So this airplane descends at 100 feet per minute. In 1 minute, it will cover 100 feet. It will descend 100 feet in 1 minute. So in 20 minutes will that be what? I mean, look at it. You can easily answer it right away. Okay? Because this is the thing. They're asking you for the feet. So in 1 minute, and you can use method of proportional reasoning, or you can just do mental math. Okay? But if we use proportional reasoning, we did that in the previous videos. Method of proportional reasoning. What two things are we talking about? A minute and a feet. In 1 minute, 100 feet. It descends 100 feet. So in 20 minutes will be what? We can put y. Okay? And we did this before, so we can say just y over 20 is equal to 100 over 1. One of the proportions we established before. So y will be what? Y times 1 will be 20 times 100. 100 times 20. So y is what? This is y times 1. So y will be 2,000. 2,000 what? Feet. Don't forget to put your unit. 2,000 feet. That's it. Or you can simply do it mental math. I know some of you will say, Mr. C, it's clear. In 1 minute it's 100 feet. So in 20 minutes, it's going to be 2,000 feet. Right away. Okay, but every student does not learn the same way. So I've got to still put some more time on the video and explain it like this. Okay? So don't get mad. All right. So that is the thing for that question. Question 10 will be 2,000 feet. Question 11, solve and check. Solve and check the equation. Question 11, 1 over 4 times 5x minus 7 equal to 8. Please, view the video that connects this is the video we did on fractional equations. So when you go to my website, look at the fractional equations. And it is a video playlist. So view those videos, please. It's important. Now, if you don't like fractions, the first thing you do is to multiply by the LCD. We explained it in that video. Here, the LCD is 4. So we multiply everybody by 4. So this means 4 times 1 over 4 times 5x minus 7 equal to 4 times 8. So this will cross out right away. We now have that 5x minus 7, okay, 1 times 5x minus 7 will be 32. So this means 5x minus 7 is 32. You add 7 to both sides. 5x will be 32 plus 7. So 5x will be 39. Then divide both sides by 5. Divide both sides by 5. X will be 39 divided by 5. What will x be now? Let's find out. 5 divided 39. 7 times 5 is 35. 4.0. 5 into 40 is 8. So this is 7.8. X is 7.8. Okay, 7.8. Now let's check it. Let's check our work to see whether we are right. Let's check our work. In checking our work, we want to check with the main equation. We want to check with the main equation. So we write check. We write the main equation. I am doing this just like I taught it. So please, you need to view that video. So left hand side, right hand side. Left hand side is 1 over 4, 5x minus 7. Right hand side is 8. I would like to check with this fraction, x equal to 39 over 5. Saves me a whole lot of time. Okay, so I'm going to use 39 over 5. So this is 1 over 4 times 5 times 39 over 5. If you want to use 7.8, that's fine. Okay, it will still give you the same thing. Then minus 7, and this will be 1 over 4 times 5 divided 5 is 1. 39 minus 7. So this implies 1 over 4 times 32. Okay, 4 divided 4, 1. 4 divided 32, 8. So this is 8. So 8 on your left, 8 on your right. You can now jump up and touch the ceiling. Okay? So that means we are correct. Checking just means substituting the value of the variable into the original equation to see whether your left hand side is equal to your right hand side. That is what we mean by checking. Yeah. You want to substitute the value of the variable, whatever you got, you want to substitute it into the main equation. You don't want to use the modified equation. Okay, you do not. You want to use the main equation. When you substitute it, you want to determine whether your left hand side is equal to your right hand side. Let's do question 12. So question 12, we have an inequality. And question 13, we also have inequality. Please view the videos I did on inequality. Okay, linear inequality. Just view all those videos there. Now, question 12, negative 2x over 5 minus 4 greater than negative 7. This is a linear inequality, and it has fractions. If you don't like fractions, you want to deal with it, you want to fix it first. Okay? So we multiply by LCD. The LCD is what? 5. So this means 5 times negative 2x over 5 minus 5 times 4 greater than 5 times negative 7. Okay, if you don't like fractions, this is what you do first. So now I like fractions, but I know most of you don't. Okay, I can solve it as it is without having to remove the fractions. But I know that most of you do not. So that's why I'm using this method. So 5 divided 5 is gone. We now have negative 2x. Then minus 20 is greater than minus 35. So you have removed the fraction. These and these are equivalent. These and these are equivalent. You've now removed the fraction. What do you do next? You add 20 to both sides. Add 20 to both sides. We have negative 2x greater than negative 35 plus 20. We now have negative 2x greater than negative 15. You owe 35, you have 20. That means you owe 15. Then divide both sides by negative 2. Inequality is reversed. I explained this in the video on inequality. Okay? That is something with inequality. When you multiply or divide by a negative, the inequality sign, the inequality is reversed. So this is a negative 2x over 2, over negative 2. Immediately we divide by negative 2, we now change this to less than negative 15 over negative 2. So our x, because this will cross out, x is less than 15 over 2. So x is less than what? 7.5. And that becomes your answer. X is less than 7.5. Now let's do what? Check our work. Now, and when we check with the what? We check with the original problem. We check with the original problem. We do not check with the modified problem. We will not check with this modified inequality. We shall check with the original inequality. So we write it out, negative 2x over 5 minus 4 greater than negative 7. Left hand side, right hand side. In this case, our left hand side should be greater than our right hand side. So here we have negative 7, and we have negative 2x over 5 minus 4. Now, what should our x be? Now, you can also graph this. When I did the videos on inequality, I said solve graph check. Solve graph check. If it is inequality, solve graph and check. Now, when we solve this, when we graph this on a number line, right? This is x. We always put our 0. Then 15 over 2 is around here. 15 over 2 or 7.5. So greater than 7.5. I mean less than 7.5. Less than looks like L. Okay? Less than 7.5. Is it going to be to the right or to the left? It's going to be to the left. And this is open interval. It is open interval, so it's going to be like this, moving left. Okay, open going left. So anything here will satisfy the inequality. Anything at all, anything here will satisfy the inequality. So what is the easiest thing we can pick? 0. So let x be 0. Let our x be 0. That is the easiest thing we can pick. Okay, so this is negative 2 times 0 over 5 minus 4. So this is 0. 0 divided by 5 is 0. 0 over 5 minus 4. 0 minus 4 minus 4. So you will see that minus 4 is greater than minus 7. And that is how you check it. Okay? Minus 4 is greater than minus 7. Somebody who is owing $4 is better than somebody who is owing $7. Somebody who doesn't have anything, right? But is owing someone $4 is better than someone who does not have anything but is owing someone $7. In fact, someone who does not even have anything, zero, is better than someone who is owing. Okay? So don't come and say -4 is it greater than -7? Yes, it is. And if you look at this, from what I did on numbers, if you view the videos on numbers, I explained it. Okay? Now, the last but not the least, question 13. With this inequality, we shall use two methods to solve it, and whichever way you like, you pick. Okay? And with those two methods, you can solve it just as it is, as a decimal, or you can convert it to whole numbers and solve. Okay? But we are going to solve this with two methods. Now, some of the first method I would like to use will be quick. You know, it's going to be simpler, but you can also use distributive property. I know some of you will want to use distributive property, but before you use distributive property, you could just say, because we want to isolate x, so you could easily look at this. This is multiplication. You could divide both sides by 0.6 first. You divide both sides by 0.6, divide both sides by 0.6. Okay, so this is now 0.2x plus 0.8 is less than or equal to -0.6 divided by 0.6. Please view the videos I did on inequality. So this is now 0.2x plus 0.8 less than or equal to -1. Now, subtract 0.8 from both sides. Subtract 0.8 from both sides. So you now have what? 0.2x is less than or equal to -1 minus 0.8. And you can still do minus 0.8, but you know, to save time, you can still do this. But I'm kind of doing it right away. So this will now be 0.2x less than or equal to, you owe 1, you owe 0.8. That means you owe 1.8. And yet then you now divide both sides by, divide both sides by 0.2. Divide both sides by 0.2. So this is now, x will now be less than or equal to -1.8 over 0.2. Okay? And this is the same thing as saying, assuming you're not solving this with a calculator, this is the same thing as saying equivalent fraction -18 over 2. If you multiply both the numerator and the denominator, and the denominator by 10. So x is less than or equal to -9. And this becomes your answer. Yeah. But some of you might not want to do it this way. Some of you might want to do it by distributive property first. So we shall use that method. So if we are using distributive property method 2, if you are using that, we can have, what we have is 6 times 2 is 12, and you have 0.12x. Okay, did you see what I just did now? Because I'm not using a calculator. You can 0.6 times 0.2, 6 times 2 is 12, and you have 2 decimal places, 1, 2 here, 1, 2. This will give you 0.12. We can also change this to integers and solve. We can also do that. Now, plus 6 times 8 is 48. 0.48. It's less than or equal to -0.6. And then you subtract 0.48 from both sides, 0.12x less than or equal to -0.6 minus 0.48. 0.12x less than or equal to, what would this be now? Negative what? You have 0.6 and 0.48, negative 1.08. Okay? So x will now be less than or equal to negative 1.08 over 0.12. Okay, x is less than or equal to negative 108 over 12. X is less than or equal to negative 9. That's it. You can do it that way. Or you can come here and multiply everybody by 100. You can multiply all sides by 100. If you don't like decimals, you see 12x plus 48 less than or equal to negative 60. And then you solve and you'll still get x is less than or equal to negative 9. Alright, let us check our work. Let's check our work. And then that will be it. So we write check. We write the main problem 0.6 times 0.2x plus 0.8 less than or equal to negative 0.6. We have our left hand side, right hand side. Now we didn't graph this, right? Let's graph it. Let's graph it so we know what to pick as x. X is less than or equal to negative 9. We don't want to use negative 9 exactly, although if you use it, it does not matter because you have equal to, less than or equal to. But we don't want to do that. So this is 0, this is negative 9. This will be less than that. This will be closed, going left. Closed, going left. Okay? So we have 0.6 times 0.2x plus 0.8, and this is negative 0.6. So let our x be what? Let x be negative 10. I think that's the easiest thing to use. So this will be 0.6 times 0.2 times negative 10 plus 0.8. This will be 0.6 times negative 2 plus 0.8. Right? So this will be 0.6 times negative 10 minus 8 is 1.2. Negative 1.2. And that will give us what? 6 times 12 is 72. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 0. Negative 0.72. And see that negative 0.72 is less than or equal to 0.6. Somebody who is owing 72 cents, right? And somebody who is owing 60 cents. Who's better? Somebody who is owing 72 cents and somebody who is owing 60 cents. Who's better? Somebody who is owing 60 cents. Alright, we shall stop here for today. Thank you for listening.